My name's Ian Graham. I'm a director on Korra, and I was also a storyboard artist on Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Hi, my name is Steve Ahn. I'm an assistant director of Ian Graham for The Legend of Korra Book 3.
If you don't deal with your repressed feelings, there will be severe consequences to your health. I know a great acupuncturist in town who will be able to help you.
The episode title is Old Wounds, and it delves into the relationship, or the past relationship, of Sue and Lin. And actually, I think it's one of the few episodes that we spend such a large amount of time with Lin. We learn a lot about acupuncture and its healing properties.
How many of those things are you going to stick in me?
I'll be placing several needles on each of your acupoints.
We all had to study a little bit about acupuncture and learn all the points where all the needles go. It's a way of being respectful, but it's also to keep it genuine and authentic.
Acupuncture often taps into people's buried memories. These memories can sometimes be difficult to process.
Lin's journey for the old wounds is definitely far greater. I mean, her wounds are deeper.
Lin's still going through this trauma and struggle with this relationship.
She felt somewhat betrayed by her sister and her mother. It's tough to do designs when you're going back in time, but only going a little back in time. So the designs are mostly the same, but just have to have some slight changes. That's why we kind of made it more color choice and more of an atmosphere choice, because the designs ultimately aren't that much different. There's a subtle thing that you may not notice. Lin, in the flashback sequence, doesn't use the cables that shoot out of her hands.
Right.
She's using the old school ones, which are like almost like gun holsters on her sides. So she has to do that, and they shoot it. They come out from the cables out of there.
I'm not letting you get away with this. Oh, what are you going to do, officer? Arrest me?
Don't even think about taking one more step!
The scene that Lin gets her scars was definitely thought out and talked about quite a bit. We really had to kind of work it out and figure out, hey, how exactly are we going to do this moment? And after a lot of debating, we decided that doing it in a kind of slow motion style where you see it, but you also go to the reactions where Lin is obviously in pain, so she's reacting that way, but Sue's reacting in kind of shock. We wanted to slow that moment down so it was very clear that Sue didn't hurt Lin intentionally, but she still hurt her.
Okay, I guess this is how it's going to be.
Sue fights more traditional in the way that Toph did, and Lin has a slightly more modern version of it. And if you watch it really closely, you can see it in the two styles. Because Toph's style was actually born out of the original series, we really had to kind of fall back on that. A lot of the old reference that we had shot to just make sure that it stayed so authentic to that. We wanted the poses that Sue did to reflect some of the poses that you saw Toph do. And whereas Lin, she already has her style and it's a little different. And I guess it's her way of rebelling against her mom, so she did her own kind of thing.
When we storyboard, when we execute this martial arts, we kind of slow play this video and make sure all the poses, we make it correct on the board.
There are definite poses that are straight from Toph for Sue because of that connection. I mean, Sue's nature is a little more artistic. It's a little more, her fighting style is a little more traditional, almost old school. In fact, at a certain point when she has cables in the series, you'll see she's still wearing the old side ones, where Lin is far more modern. Even though they both started their technique from their mom, they definitely kind of divided ways in terms of style and technique and even personality. They use a lot of earth bending, they use a lot of metal bending. Both Lin and Sue are earth benders first. Metal bending is just the highest form of earth bending, as we've learned from Toph in the original series. It was really fun to bring out the essence of Toph in Sue.
What are you two doing? You're sisters. Why would you want to hurt each other?